Tonight on Cronkite News, the wait is over. This Diamondbacks breakout star has finally earned his NL Rookie of the Year honors.
Plus, after Ray Anderson resigned as ASU's athletic director, we hear reactions from ASU boosters and their expectations for the program's next leader.
And later, our DC Bureau reports on the pro-Israel rally that drew tens of thousands to the nation's capital, including several from Arizona. And with that, good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Matt Venezia.
And I'm Jeff Hinkle. Thank you for joining us.
The MLB postseason has been over for a while, which means it's time to give out those big-name honors like MVP and Rookie of the Year.
Representing the National League, the award unanimously went to D-backs outfielder Corbin Carroll for his record-breaking performance this year. Snakes fans will never forget how the Seattle native helped carry his team to the World Series. Carroll's most notable accomplishment was becoming the first rookie with at least 25 homers and 50 stolen bases. This is also the first time a Diamondbacks player has won the award. That's quite an accomplishment for someone that's only 23 years old.
It's pretty amazing. I don't think people realize how much of an influence baseball has here in Arizona. Not necessarily just D-backs fans, but baseball fans in general. And to see some of those people start to support us and the year that we had, that was really incredible.
The humble rookie got the news on Monday and joined MLB Network to share his reactions. And as Carroll waited for that announcement, he decided to spend the time with the people off the field who made it possible.
Yeah, I've got, mom, dad, sister's actually here on the phone. She had school, but she's here. And then a whole contingent of, just the people that made this possible. And so, this was a group effort.
We reported yesterday on the news that Ray Anderson had resigned from his position as Arizona State's Vice President of University Athletics, a story that has continued to grab attention and reaction from fans and supporters of the school's athletic programs. Paul Schultz joins us in the newsroom. And Paul, this is something that a lot of people have been wanting for a while, but what's the latest on the situation?
Yeah, Jeff, the last 72 hours have been a busy time for Arizona State athletics. ASU football upset UCLA at the Rose Bowl. Men's and women's basketball both earned wins at home. And the biggest news of it all yesterday, Ray Anderson resigned from his duties as Arizona State's athletic director. Shortly after the announcement, Cronkite News spoke to two boosters close to Sun Devil Athletics who were not expecting the decision at this time.
I wasn't shocked, but I kind of knew it was coming. But I think that we're going to hear some more news soon that the investigation is over. Ray had done a lot of good things for Arizona State, and I don't want people to forget them.
The boosters told us Anderson made a positive impact on the legacy of Sun Devil Athletics during his decade-long tenure, even donating money from his own pocket to support teams with financial struggles. Eddie Sandage thinks that the university's next AD should have a youthful energy and enthusiastic attitude.
I want a winner, of course. Winning's everything. It's just not a lot of fun going and watch your team getting killed. We don't need a graybeard like me. We need some young guy like Kenny that has a tremendous amount of work ethic and a winner. We need a winner.
Yeah, Anderson's resignation has inspired many supporters of ASU athletics to contribute to the school's NIL collective. It was reported that yesterday found the largest number of new monthly members enrolled in the history of Sun Angel Collective. Safe to say that the Valley has come alive in support of the Sun Devils. In the newsroom, Paul Schultz, Cronkite News.
Thank you, Paul. The Arizona Cardinals earned their second win of the season on Sunday against the Falcons, thanks to a 23-yard game-winning field goal by Matt Prater as time expired. Although crunch time hasn't typically gone the Cardinals' way this season, Kyler Murray's return under center was certainly a boost to the Redbirds' offense. Cronkite sports reporter Ryan Bunnell has more from Tempe.
The fourth quarter has been a weak spot for the Arizona Cardinals all season. They've been shut out 7 times and outscored 77-24 in the final quarter. But the return of QB1 Kyler Murray added an extra pep in this team's step as Murray's fourth quarter heroics propelled the Cardinals to their first game-winning drive of the 2023 season.
It gives us a extra boost, extra motive, knowing that if we can get the ball into a number one's hand, the offense is going to deliver.
And I said a jolt of energy, maybe a little more belief that we're going to, make sure if we get the ball there late, we're going to score points or whatever it is. But that's part of him making his teammates better. Psychologically, that goes into that statement as well. So that's what he does for us.
Sunday's win over the Falcons marked Kyler Murray's first appearance since Week 14 of the 2022 season. And despite playing in just one game so far, the odds over at FanDuel Sportsbook would suggest that Murray has the 6th highest chance to take home Comeback Player of the Year. In Tempe, Ryan Bonnell, Cronkite News.
Heading south from the valley, things are looking good in Tucson for the Arizona Wildcats men's basketball team. Tommy Lloyd's squad is off to a 3-0 start, highlighted by last week's upset of the number 2 team in the country, Duke. The Cats returned to the hardwood at McHale Center last night to face Southern University. Early on, it wasn't Arizona's best performance as the team trailed by 5 points in the first half, but rallied to hold Southern scoreless from the field for over 11 minutes. The Wildcats then outscored the Tigers 60-18, highlighted by a 17 performance from Keyshawn Johnson. 5 other Wildcats reached double figures in points, including Pele Larson, Umar Ballo, and Kylan Boswell. The final score, 97-59.
And that puts the Arizona Wildcats in 3rd for the AP poll. The main push for the top 3 slot was their win over number 2 Duke. And that's all thanks to Arizona's strong backcourt. Keyshawn Johnson and Kylan Boswell are both averaging at least 13 points and 5 boards. And the man leading the pack, Tommy Lloyd, not only are the Wildcats the only Pac-12 team in the top 20, but Lloyd also has the most wins for coaches' first 2 years with the team at 61 and counting.
Coming up next, if you thought NASCAR was just about cars racing around in a circle, you might want to think again. Stick around because after the break, we get a closer look at how die-hard fans keep themselves entertained before big races.
Plus, it looks like we've got rain headed our way. Your Valley forecast is up next.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
this is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news.
The bill also gives parents the ability to see.
And entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
This is CN to Go. I'm Emily Olson with your Wednesday news briefing.
Do you want to create innovative content for Cronkite News? Do you enjoy listening to podcasts? Then CN to Go is for you. Cronkite News to Go is a podcast where students cover the latest headlines. Students become audio producers and hosts and will learn how to write, record, and edit stories. You can listen to the latest episodes on these platforms.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Welcome the newest member of Arizona State Baseball. So there you go, young man.
Thank you.
Everyone meet Thaddeus Earl, a 10-year-old who just signed a letter of intent with ASU Baseball, as he was introduced in his own press conference. The Sun Devils named Thad an honorary member of the team as part of their partnership with Team Impact, which matches children facing serious illnesses with college sports teams.
Coach Willie Bloomquist has 17 high school players in this year's signing class, which is currently ranked top 20 in the country. But it's this young man who had his very own press conference that inspires them all.
This young man attacks each day with enthusiasm, has to overcome adversity and all the things that we preach to our guys. So we feel he's going to fit in very well with our culture and what our program is trying to build.
Switching gears, or should I say shifting gears to NASCAR. Jeff, you had the chance to cover this story.
Yeah, that's right, Matt. I was able to get up to speed with some NASCAR fans that have made camping out for a race into a very, very unique experience.
We came in on Monday.
Monday morning, yeah.
We've been here since Tuesday.
Tuesday morning.
Wednesday night.
And there was like no one here. So day by day, fills in.
It's incredible how many people are here. There's over 5,700 camping spots in this area. It becomes a small town. It literally does. We have our own grocery store. We have our own dust control. We have our own, our own trash collection. Some of the folks that camp around us have been here for 10, 12 years. Some of them longer. I call it the Oklahoma land grab because we used to park stage out in the staging lanes, and then literally at 8 o'clock on Monday morning, the flags went down. The green flag went down, and people are ripping up the road.
This is our third year. My third year, I got invited with a friend, and I just camped with him. And I came here one time. It's like, okay, this is what we got to do from now on.
I want to see those hands up.
We raised our kids out here. Wade and I would take the kids out of school and bring them up here for our week's worth of vacation.
My son, when he was 12 years old, he said, I can't believe that this is real. Can you pinch me?
It's just cool. Everybody out here is everybody thinks it's just a bunch of rednecks out here. No, everybody's just like you, just like me, just business people, just a little having fun. Yeah. You can walk up to any campsite out here and walk in and say, hey, they'll welcome you in, they'll offer you drinks, food. It's like we do. Come on over, play some cornhole, have some drinks. Absolutely. We may forget your name in 5 minutes, but we're now all best friends.
A little bit of scrambled going this morning. This is a low-calorie bacon here.
It's just easy going. Everybody out here is just here to have fun and relax, and there's no drama. You just come out here, have a good time, relax. Let's watch the races.
The access to the drivers is not like no other sport. You can't have that same amount of access in football or baseball.
The opportunity that we get as fans to literally be a 5-foot wall away, or not even that, a 5-foot chain link fence away from the drivers, the teams, the sport is incredible.
It's been a warm few days here in the Valley, but a cool down is on the way, along with some rain.
Sienna Monet joins us now from the Cronkite Weather Center with details.
Let's take a look at this Tuesday evening. We're sitting at about 80 degrees, and we're going to cool off at around 9 p.m. where it's going to be 76, and then we're going to end the evening at around 10 p.m. with 75 degrees. Looking at our lows for this Wednesday, we are going to be in the 60s here in the Valley with 67, 37 up at the Grand Canyon, 46 in Payson, 39 in Flagstaff, and then we're going to be in the 60s along the west side of the state with 60 in Bullhead City. For this Wednesday, our highs, we're going to be in the 80s here in the Valley with 87 in Phoenix, 85 down in Tucson, 66 up at the Grand Canyon, 68 in Payson, and then we're going to be in the 70s with 79 in Bullhead City. Looking towards the weekend, we're going to have a high of 81 on Friday with a 10% chance of rain. And then on Saturday, we're going to have a 40% chance of rain with these clouds here to stay. It's going to be a high of 78. And then looking into your work week next week, we're going to have a high of 77 on Tuesday and a low of 51, which is below average for this time of year. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have a high of 76 with the low of 51 once again. I'm Sienna Monet from the Cronkite Weather Center. Back to you.
Thank you, Sienna. Coming up after the break, we'll have your Cronkite News Report.
Kenji Ito will have the top stories from across the state and around the country.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We'll take a look at the latest rallies regarding the war in the Middle East. Plus, here in the Valley, state legislators introduce a proposal to raise teacher salaries. Those details and more are coming up next.
As journalists at Cronkite News, we report on stories that matter to you by focusing on the local impact. We dig deeper and work tirelessly to keep you informed.
Live in Wickerburg.
Live in Los Angeles.
In Cleveland, in Washington, in Louisville.
From Jerusalem.
Live in Philadelphia. From around the world to right here in Phoenix.
At Cronkite News, we report the facts and stick to the truth.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
This is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
Against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news,
The bill also gives parents the ability to sue.
and entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
I'm Kenji Ito with a look at the latest news around the country. Marches and protests have been erupting all across the country since the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel. Some have been in support of the Palestinians, while others have been in support of Israel. That was the case today in Washington, as Cronkite News reporter Renee Romo has the story from the Capitol.
Organizers of the Americans March for Israel rally expected tens of thousands to show up here at today's event in the shadow of the Capitol, including several from Arizona who said it was important to make sure their voices were heard.
And we're here certainly first and foremost for the hostages, so that they're released, so that some humanity is shown to people who are now suffering untold types of experiences, and we need them back.
Freeing hostages was a key demand of today's rally. More than 230 hostages were taken when Hamas fighters poured into Israel in a surprise attack on October 7th that also killed about 1,200 Israelis. But Hamas claims that more than 11,000 Palestinians have died in the subsequent response by Israel's military, numbers that have led to calls for a ceasefire. The war in Gaza has also sparked a sharp rise in anti-Semitism, according to the Anti-Defamation League, something that Eddie Caldron of Arizona is all too familiar with.
And to see people openly side with terrorism and openly side with people who would kill me for being Jewish, it really hurts.
Tomer Ben-Ezer has lived in both Israel and Washington, but spent his high school years at Perry High School in Gilbert. He said he felt welcomed at today's rally, something he does not normally in the nation's capital.
I see more acceptance in Arizona than I see it here.
But Ben-Ezer said it was to feel the support of the crowd of thousands, all raising their voices in support of Israel.
Here is the first time I can feel free and not worry about wearing my flag and show my nationality and support my country, and also show and see the support of Americans, alongside the Israelis.
While marchers rallied here, lawmakers inside the Capitol were debating a short-term budget plan that does not currently include emergency aid for Israel that the White House has requested. In Washington, Renee Romo, Cronkite News.
President Biden departed for San Francisco earlier today to meet with Xi Jinping, the president of China. Both are attending this year's Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum. President Biden has the goal to get U.S. and China communications back to normal, despite the sharp differences on several issues. The complicated U.S.-Chinese relationship within the last year stems from Biden ordering the shooting down of a Chinese spy balloon over the country, among other issues. Biden said he is trying to, quote, change the relationship for the better. The House expected to vote tonight on CR or continuing resolution in an attempt to avoid a government shutdown. The plan spearheaded by House Speaker Mike Johnson. He would intend funding for some government agencies through mid-January and some through early February. The bill would require a 2/3 majority to pass. Several conservative Republicans also criticized the bill for not having any spending cuts. Ahead of a Senate vote, Senator Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell both endorsed the bill. Arizona Republican leaders are proposing a plan to increase teacher pay statewide. If voters decide to pass it, Republican lawmakers said they will begin putting money in a new teacher pay fund. They also say the boost will increase teacher pay by 7% or $4,000 if approved. Republicans claim this is the best way to boost teacher funding without raising taxes.
This will be done without a tax increase. The dedicated funding source for this will be the Land Trust Endowment. This is a fund that is constitutionally protected for education spending only. This fund has grown exponentially under Prop 123, which I think many of you know is expiring soon, and we project that it will continue to grow under this new plan.
Proposition 123, which provides public schools with more than $300 million a year, expires in 2025. Voters would need to approve the plan in 2024. In response to the new plan, the Arizona Education Association president agreed that educators need a raise, but also called for a raise for support professionals like counselors, bus drivers, and librarians. The next possible cuts for the University of Arizona may come to a student financial aid, a decision that Governor Hobbs disagrees with. The school's president, Robert Robbins, blamed part of its financial problems on aid provided to students. Hobbs told reporters she is still looking for answers regarding the university's gap in finances, questioning the Arizona Board of Regents' role in the issue. She also urged that college should be accessible and cuts to financial aid should not be the answer. And that's it for the latest news around the nation. In the newsroom, I'm Kenji Ito, Cronkite News. Now back to Matt and Jeff at the desk.
Thanks, Kenji. And coming up next, USA Today and the Tennessean made their own news when the media outlets hired a Taylor Swift reporter.
And today they added to their celebrity reporter list. Find out which superstar it is after the break.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
This is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
Against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news,
The bill also gives parents the ability to sue.
and entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Find out what's on Arizona PBS at azpbs.org/schedule.
3, 2, 1. Cronkite News. Get real professional experience in areas such as reporting, broadcast editing, and behind-the-scenes production, such as technical director and audio.
Kill the mics.
Or go out in the field and cover important local stories.
Learn and master the English language.
In a fun, welcoming atmosphere. Cronkite News. The future starts now.
Here at the Walter Cronkite School, students produce award-winning content that focuses on health disparities in underserved communities and how to turn things around. In Cronkite News and Cronkite Noticias, students cover stories that affect people of color, the LGBTQ+ community, people with disabilities, and others across the Southwest.
We highlight big problems that are often overlooked in communities that are underserved.
Those stories not only inform and educate people about the challenges, but we work hard to highlight potential solutions. In the Cronkite Agency, students work to connect with community members through social media campaigns in English and Spanish.
Being a Hispanic myself, it's nice to be able to give back to my own community.
Find more of our health coverage at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Some may find it unnecessary for a news outlet to hire a reporter to cover one celebrity, but when you're as big as a superstar as Taylor Swift right now, a strong argument can be made.
And now another pop culture icon is getting the same media treatment. And you better believe she's worth all the buzz.
That she is. The Beehive will have to keep buzzing as Beyonce is the next worldwide star to have a newspaper reporter who will cover all things Queen Bee. Entertainment journalist Cachet McClay accepted the position from USA Today and the Tennessean.
McClay has worked for NBC News, BBC News, and TMZ. She will cover the singer's complex business and entertainment empire, as well as Beyonce's fan base and her influence on fashion, music, and culture.
Jeff, we're starting to see this become a trend. We'll have to see how long this holds up.
I mean, when you have your own reporter, it's pretty obvious who runs the world, right, Matt? It's girls.
That's it for Cronkite News. Thank you for joining us.
And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.